Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back to Wall Street Silver. Our guest today is Bart Brands. Bart is a precious metals specialist at Gold Republic and a certified security intelligence professional. Welcome back to Wall Street Silver, Bart.
Thank you, Ivan. It's good seeing you again, man.
Yeah, it's always great seeing you on Wall Street Silver.
Thank
I want,
you.
yeah, of course. I wanted to get you down to talk about all the like not only excitement, but there's doom in the market as well, even around the world geopolitically. What is concerning you right now in the markets?
Well, of course, because it's close to home, I have to talk about what's happening in Ukraine, right? It's the escalation, the possible escalation of the conflict over there, especially because now that with an incoming new administration, the current administration gave the go-ahead to launch or to for Ukraine to use long-range missiles into Russian territory, which could mean a escalation of this conflict, and perhaps making it a wider conflict. And of course, you see that reflecting in the prices of gold and silver as well. Not really a threat, but also very well, I would say exciting is that what's happening in Bitcoin, of course, and more maybe even than that is how resilient gold and silver prices have really been in this what you could say correction.
Yeah.
I really thought this correction would be a little bit rougher, and now we see prices going up again. So I'm really excited about what's happening to Bitcoin and gold and silver in terms of prices. But what concerns me is what's happening in the Ukraine.
Yeah, absolutely. You nailed it right on the head, Bart. And of course, a huge thing that a lot of people are talking about online is the central banks buying gold at all-time records, and they're just buying and buying, and that's possibly what's keeping all of these precious metals prices afloat. Do you believe that's a main contributor to everything, or do you still see investors playing a big role right now, or no?
Well, if you look at what's happening to gold and how much gold is held by central banks, I think that would be absorbed in the markets in well, really no time at all. If you look
Really?
at the big picture, I think of a yearly of what's produced yearly, the buying of central banks. Of course, it has an impact, and I won't deny that. But I think if all central banks would dump all their gold, we of course would see correction, but that correction would not be as big as most people would think it would be, because people hold a lot more gold. Just normal run-of-the-mill people hold a lot more gold than central banks do.
Are you seeking a secure, truly offshore solution to protect your wealth? Whether you're invested in gold, silver, or other precious metals, strategic wealth preservation is the strategic storage choice. Located in the Cayman Islands, SWP offers a state-of-the-art 6,000 square foot facility, purpose-built to safeguard your assets with unparalleled security and privacy. Why choose the Cayman Islands? This premier jurisdiction has zero taxes on stored precious metals, no reporting requirements, and complete peace of mind, making it the ideal solution for investors looking to diversify internationally. At SWP, your metals are fully segregated, allocated, and insured. You can buy online or in person. Plus, SWP has a dedicated logistics team that facilitates the global transportation of your precious metals from almost anywhere in the world. Learn more about SWP and how they can help secure your precious metals offshore. Visit swpcayman.com or call them today, and the link will be in the description below. Thanks.
Yeah, so and what is fascinating, though, I saw an analysis of a countryman of mine. He lives on Bonaire now. His name is Jan Nieuwenhuis. You should have him on. If
Yeah, I'd absolutely love to have him on.
yeah, he used to write articles under his pseudonym Koos Jansen. So
Uh-huh.
he's a world famous guy, and he's a good friend of mine. But he's predicting that the gold prices could reach $8,000
Really?
an ounce in a short order. So
What is his time frame?
his time frame is, I think, about 2 years.
Two years.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
does he see like just the debt spiraling out of control? Did he give you some insights or?
Well, I think I would rather have him explain it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'll
of
try to
course.
I'll try to get you guys in touch.
Yeah.
But because his articles are so concise, his analysis is spot on. What if it, what it concerns to me, and I think that if we I'm a fundamental guy. If we just look at the fundamentals, then I think that his analysis could be spot on if you look at what's happening with central banks, with the global debt,
Yeah.
and if you look at what's happening in geopolitics and macroeconomics. So, and of course, with this war escalation, I hope that the incoming administration will make sure that this war is resolved quickly. But now with the outgoing administration, I think we should really prepare for more unrest starting here in Europe, but it will probably escalate down to the United States and Canada as well,
Yeah.
and the unrest, of course. And if I take a look at fundamentals of big companies as well, look at what's happened to what's the name of the huge retailer in the United States that just released their numbers.
Walmart?
Uh, yes,
There
exactly.
you go.
So yeah, yeah. Walmart just releasing numbers, and also saying that the coming years are going to be really, really tough.
Really? No way.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's a
So
major indicator. You see those things, and I bet you can only kick the can down the barrel for so long. Like you can only kick the can down the road for so long. And I bet you that there's something that's going to trickle up, but you never know what it is. A lot of people on the channel recently have been talking about it could be a bank collapse, it could be stock market, it could be something like a natural disaster, it could be anything.
well,
Um,
I think
yeah.
I think I said this before, but 500 billion of unrealized losses from banks, and that's not even counting all the derivatives held by
That's crazy.
private hedge funds and all the private market parties. So if one bank collapses, and it has a ripple effect towards other banks, then you know that something is going to happen. And even though the market is really optimistic right now, and so am I always try to have a positive mindset. I really think that people
Yeah.
should be preparing not only with gold and silver, but also perhaps with some cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin as well, because of course that's been booming.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think those two are really good hedges uh, for what is coming.
Now you're a precious metals metal specialist at Gold Republic. Can you kind of
Yes.
speak to like your day to day or maybe your week to week at what you look at in the metals market, what helps you with your, I guess your analysis or whatever you're looking at for gold and silver?
Well, of course, I tried to analyze markets on a local level
Right.
because, well, on a European level, you could say, and we spoke about, for example, what's happening in when it comes to budget deficits of countries, big countries in Europe. I think those are pretty good indicators to see what's happening on a macroeconomic level
Right.
for the Eurozone, because, well, of course, we have different currencies. Then, when it comes to the United States, of course, the global world reserve currency, I look at what the debt levels are. The United States just broke through the 36 trillion dollar debt level.
That's
I
crazy.
Yeah, I look at unrealized losses, balance sheets of big banks, and of course also for example, what the promises are of the towards the people in the United States. So if you look at, for example, welfare uh, or healthcare, and
Right.
what the cost of those would be in the coming few years, then you suddenly see that there is this huge amount of debt, and then looking at what the currency strengths of the towards each others are, so the relative currency strengths of the dollar
Right.
versus the euro versus, for example, also the yuan, the Chinese currency. And then of course then there is no other logical explanation than to see that we are on a road that is leading towards a cliff, and that
Yeah.
cliff it's a very steep, long drop. And the only thing I think will really help is precious metals, because even though I'm really bullish on, for example, Bitcoin, I think that if you look at a short term, then Bitcoin can maybe help you a lot, but the only generational bridge there is, or well, two bridges are gold and silver. So I think that gives me a good understanding of what's happening on a fundamental level, on for example, central bank policies, macroeconomics and geopolitics, and that's all you need to know when planning your gold and silver strategy.
Yeah, you absolutely nailed it, Bart. It's gonna be for sure crazy to see what happens in the next 3, 4 years. Even, you never know what happens with the US dollar. Like as strong as it appears to be, I'm sure when you look really close, it's not strong at all. It's backed by nothing. You have the debt bubble going out of control. The only way right now, I believe, that you could save yourself is with silver and gold, or
Well,
or assets like real estate, maybe,
I
maybe. Yeah.
no, I don't fundamentally believe in real estate.
Yeah.
But I think the dollar will hold up against other currencies.
Oh yeah.
So the dollar will be the last currency standing. But as I think I spoke on before, looking at what's happening in the world right now, and seeing all these problems, you have to and trying to be optimistic, though,
Right.
because
Absolutely.
with the new incoming administration, with the America First policies,
Oh yeah.
I
It'll be
think actually
there is
America could,
positives.
yeah, I think America could be could see a sort of a renaissance
Yeah.
when it comes to production, for example. But that will, for example, people in Europe will pay the price, and that will have an impact on our currencies, for example.
Right.
So,
That's why
and
you say the US will be the last dollar standing.
the dollar will be the last currency standing, but if you, and people always tell me, Bart, the coming time will be really crazy, and I'm just saying, just look back a couple years when it comes to COVID, when it comes to gold prices. So if you look at Bitcoin prices, if you look at asset prices, if you look at inflation, we are in the storm. We
Right.
are in the storm. And even though, and I think a lot of people are shielding themselves pretty good. So that, and of course, we have relative wealth, but hundreds of thousands, millions of families are struggling at this moment. I see the videos on YouTube every day of people that are really, really struggling. I talk to those people as well that
Yeah.
are really struggling, that are up to their eyeballs in debt
Yeah.
and really don't know how to get out of it. So if you are not in debt, stay out of it, of course,
Yeah, of course.
but also you have to prepare, because you don't want to be one of those people that are just swallowed up by this debt bubble, and are too late to prepare.
Yeah, you absolutely nailed it, Bart. I want to thank you so much for coming down to Wall Street Silver. It's been a huge, huge pleasure. Where can people connect with you?
Well, of course, they can follow Gold Republic on our YouTube channel. We try to produce some English spoken content as well. We just relaunched our English spoken YouTube channel. It's called Gold Republic Global,
Uh-huh.
with exclusively English spoken content. You can follow me on Instagram as well, the Gold Republic Instagram, and I'm on Twitter as well. So people can connect to me there.
Yeah, thank you again, Bart, for coming down. I highly recommend everyone, please go follow Bart. Please go check out his YouTube channel. And everyone watching, please hit the like button and subscribe button. And thank you again, Bart, for coming down to Wall Street Silver.
Thank you, Ivan.
Talk to you soon.